Hey folks, we're back. Thank you for watching that commercial break. Just that quick reminder that all of you who do watch the ads sincerely have our gratitude. As again, up until December, I think 31st, Twitch is giving every broadcaster like a 50% bonus on ad revenue, so it helps. It helps a lot. So thank you guys for being the heroes of the channel and watching those commercials. Now that being said, this next series should be a good one. Hopefully I can get in that lobby. There we go.
Hopefully.
In form of a top-tier Korean PvP. Now, I'd mentioned it before. I'll bring it up again now. When we last saw Zest, it was versus Mana, and Mana had called it before the series was even close to over. He was going to win 2-0, and it had everything to do with server latency and little to do with the fact that he was playing against Zest. And I guess here we'll find out whether that's true or not.
Yeah, I suppose. I kind of forgot that happened, but it did. Maybe herO is better PvP?
Well, I don't know whether hero's going to have better PvP. I love that this is going to be on the home server at a good time in Korea. Like, Zest doesn't have the odds playing against him before he goes into the game like he did for the Yord tournament.
Yeah, exactly. But if I didn't wonder about that series, I would have said Zest, actually, would be my favorite to win. But maybe it's like it was the server as well as maybe PvP wasn't his best. I feel I've actually seen more Zest than I have herO recently, which is weird.
Well, I think we saw herO a little bit in the IEM qualifiers, but not much outside of that. Real quick, by the way, speaking of that, if you guys are looking for some awesome stuff as the holidays approach, I'm going to quickly recommend one of our sponsor deals that are currently going on for those wood watches that I just mentioned. Woodwatches.com/base actually has a bar showing you just how much money we've raised so far. I believe we're over $700 now. With a couple more watches sold, there's a 10% discount going on up until Christmas, and 15% from any watch you buy, is going to go towards the BaseTradeTV fundraiser. That being said, we're in the LeiFeng Cup. It's Group D. It's a brand new best of 3, and on the top left side of the map, it's going to be the blue Protoss Zest.
In the bottom right is the red Protoss. He is herO.
So I like rhyming and making silly rhymes up from time to time. Zest is easy. He's got so many words that rhyme with him. Unfortunately, while I know there's more out there, I always think 0 to herO and then start singing the Hercules song in my head, like 0 to herO.
That is one of the better songs in that movie.
It really was.
Yep. I absolutely hated Go the Distance. But
really?
I did. No.
I wouldn't say that was my favorite of all time, but that wasn't a bad one. I would not hate it.
I always skip that part in the movie when he starts singing it as a teenager. I'm just like, nope, I don't care.
It's like when you're young and like you don't really, you're like, oh, the kissing scenes make me uncomfortable. We're just gonna fast forward through this. Like, I don't want to watch.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. But every other song was pretty good.
By the way, shout out to the herO Set Guitars to Kill in chat. Says I'm gonna watch an extra ad on my phone just for you, bro. If you're watching 2 ads that are each worth 1.5, that's like watching 3 times the ads. What? You're 3 times the herO, not twice the herO. Amazing. But I will say, for Zest's sake, he's actually managed to cause quite a bit of chaos. herO was pulling a lot of probes to deal with this, and he wants to get something down with the seeing it. Question really is, though, is that a Stargate? Is that a Robo? Is it a Twilight Council? Like, what did he not want Zest to scout so badly?
Twilight Council. 1 base.
Okay.
Well.
This could still... So, in the past, when we watched PvP, this eliminated Blink from the build. Nowadays, Blink is so viable, it's part of your openings in a lot of situations. But the fact that he's investing in Adepts tells me that it's not going to be going down that path. Zest, who is opened with Stalkers, may end up picking up Blink a little bit later on, but I'm really, truly curious if herO's just going to go straight to DTs then.
I would say that it has to be it. I mean, a DT cheese build into expansion, it can be expand build, is what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, it can actually macro out, which makes it slightly better than it was a long time ago. But usually in a PvP, you're actually proxying if you feel that Dark Shrine. Now he's going to put it in his main base. The probe was scouted looking for what was a suspicious pathing.
Maybe.
To that top side, but I don't know if Zest actually noticed.
Ooh, Zest is the one putting a proxy down. I want to point out, by the way, though, I really hope we see some Blink DTs. That would be like really cool. I know we won't, but just like the way I would believe it, Zombie Grump, I believed in battle cruisers for a year, and it finally came true. I got my wish.
That is true. That is true. Maybe it's Christmas time and you're just gonna get all your wishes.
Euthermal did it again, by the way, and Pig was sitting there like so confused. Like, he's doing it on Whirlwind versus Bly. What's happening? Ah.
So this could be game. Zest is dedicating only with 2 gateways, mind you, but he is dedicating the extra minerals into stalkers and not a robo.
Right.
Or
And
sorry,
so
or anything.
the concern here, like at first glance, maybe if you guys don't know StarCraft that well, you think like Zombie Grump's talking about its game for herO because he doesn't have a lot out to defend with. But it's not going to matter how many stalkers Zest has if he can never shoot the Dark Templar. In fact, I feel like you could just put 2 DTs on this ramp, and that would full stop Zest.
This game is about to end. Oh my god, Zest is even going for a Twilight Council. He had no idea it was a Dark Shrine build, which is really odd because it seems like rarely does a Dark Shrine build actually kill the Protoss.
Well, you know, actually, hold up. Maybe he did know, and he's just hoping his aggression would beat out the timing. But I do want to point out that he just depowered the gateway, so it doesn't matter that there's a Dark Shrine down. He can't build any more DTs presently.
Doesn't
So he's focusing down the pylon.
Still doesn't matter, right? Like,
well, so
as long as there are DTs at all, and he's not still not building a. If he was building a robo right now, maybe he sneaks out that observer.
This
but he's
is the
still
thing.
not.
We've seen games where like Mana, for example, would beeline across the map, and the robo would come down over here, back on the other side of the map.
Yeah, if he's doing that, that would be a great move, and I hope he does.
The stock is almost dead to the probes.
Finished up, and he can build 1 more DT.
Yeah, and there's that DT coming in now. I mean, this is not a game that's over just yet for Zest because he's got that potential, but the second he loses the potential or taps out, that's going to be game. And herO is going to take map number 1. I'm glad you brought up that point, though. Like, I'm surprised he didn't see this coming. He knew that there was so much dedication. Like, that wasn't 2 probes being pulled. That was like 7 to 12 probes in total were pulled to shut down his scout. You have to immediately be like, why did he not want me to see his base so badly?
Yeah. I mean, he could have thought it was a Stargate, which I think might have been the problem. You know, you think it's a Stargate, all you need to do is make sure your mothership core's back at home, and then your aggression at the front can maybe still steamroll them, provided they don't have those pylons and are like a little bit surprised, which herO would have been set up even for that a little bit, but the point is, I guess like Dark Templar is the last thing on his mind, which is just it's been a while since you've actually seen a Dark Shrine build kill in PvP.
At least in a way that made it look like a build order win for certain.
Yeah, because usually if like especially if they aren't quite 100% sure what's going on, they do slap that robo down. So like, okay, he was planning to go with Twilight Council, fine, but as soon as he was like, wait a second, like where's the Oracle? You would have thought that he would have been like, oh shit, like, and tried to build a robo, but he never did. So I don't know if he just cut his losses and was like, okay, because it's not an Oracle, let's go for it, or was really just super blindsided. I'm not sure.
Well, joining into Habitation Station for the second map. I do got to point out, by the way, Zest is pretty much, I think, at this point secured to get out of the group. It's going to be really difficult for him to not at least finish second, even if he loses here to herO. But if he beats herO, that's like, I think, guaranteed first place, right?
Yeah. The only thing that could happen if he loses and then Silky wins versus herO, then he could be in problematic territory for 3rd place.
I'm surprised, too, by the way. I want to remind everybody, the LeiFeng Cup has a very generous prize pool, but it's nothing close to what you would think to get the caliber of players that compete in it, that play through a group stage into a double elimination round of 8. I'm really impressed, and it's awesome to see more Korean StarCraft. Hopefully our tournament will pick up too, but more on that later. Spawning on the top left side of the map, he's down a single game in this series. It's the blue Protoss Zest.
In the top right, as the red Protoss, he is herO.
You know, one last comment I was going to make before we get too far into this is kind of that question, right? You remember we would discuss for a time players who were good offline versus online players? And yeah. Maru was always like the #1 guy who came to mind. I'm wondering how much, Zest falls into that category. Mostly because of what I'm assuming is those KESPA team restrictions. Zest wasn't allowed or able to play in a lot of these online cups. He was an absolute all-star in offline performance, and that's why he got so like idolized at GSL and Pro League and all these things. I am wondering, is the online Zest maybe just not nearly as badass as the offline Zest?
Very possible. And there's more than just like the apparent like coincidence. Like, oh, I guess this is the way it is. Because we don't know much about like the Koreans will always have that, like, I guess, veil of secrecy because we don't speak Korean, and especially for someone like Zest who like literally speaks like no English. But we even saw it with Jaedong, who like he would just be on fire when it came to offline finals, but would never quite live up to the hype online.
Come on.
He, like,
Don't be
he
me.
acknowledged. Oh, it's probably you.
Why?
I don't
know.
know.
This is what I was waiting on all night. No.
Last point. Jaedong acknowledged they did better offline, but yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm not tabbed out. I'm not clicking on anything else. What have I done to deserve this hell? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. Normally, I would immediately duck out and not even waste a second of the player's time. But I gotta hope, guys. I gotta hope there's a chance that whatever this is lets me back in.
Usually once you're past the 20-second mark, you're not coming back.
Look, you don't gotta tell me, alright? I know. But, again, a man can dream. One day, I'll reconnect to this game, and then Zest will build Blink DTs, and so will herO, and out of nowhere, a battlecruiser will teleport into the map, and I will wake up from that dream upset and sad. However, I do believe I am out. How good's your computer? You want to try screen sharing, seeing how that goes? The answer is going to be not very well, but it's better than nothing. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and screen capture the game from Zombie Grove's monitor over here, and we're gonna get some in-game Zombie Grove cam action. Nice.
Amazing.
Look at that cutie patootie little blonde in the corner covering up the resources lost. All right, take her away, Zombie Grub. It's all you. Good luck. Have
if
fun.
I take away my webcam, does it take that away?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I think.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Feel self-conscious. Embrace it.
Fine. Wardy was trying to defend you. Apparently, he can't join lobbies on EU because the leader guy, Chinese caster, whoever he is like, your partner's net is so bad today.
It's
like,
not,
no,
though.
It's
not.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I got you.
It's not gonna be game sounds. I'm really sorry, fam.
I'll just like mimic the sounds.
I guess I can try and cast a little bit. This isn't so bad. I thought this would be like 1 FPS, but this actually is not too bad.
From my perspective, on my side of Skype, it looks like everything's in water. It's like an oil painting.
No, it doesn't look so bad over here. That's funny to see the mothership cores pass each other. They're like ships in the night.
Yeah, they're actually gonna start dealing maybe equals amount of damage. Well, we'll pay attention there. The Stalker's a little more important, as one got pretty damn low. His recall was good, it looks like, and 4 Stalkers versus 2 now is not gonna mean anything. I'm surprised this is still lasting this long. Like, over here, the Mothership Core did not have to recall. In the oh shit, that was actually a herO pylon. Oh, that's why there's so much right here. I was like, what the hell? Oh my god, he just killed Zest Mothership Core.
PvP!
Well, he's gonna die. His is not gonna die. Just kidding. Oh my god, 21 health.
But the overcharge
he's out of overcharges, but he already did so much damage, and we have Stalkers coming in here for herO. More on the way, too. He is gonna pressure this. And Zest just doesn't have that much of an army supply.
I think the Stalkers went out. He's actually supply blocked from that pylon going down. Oh, that pylon dying was a little bit more deadly than I think we realized. That's why he focused on that last pylon, trying to ensure that there'd be no more units made. But as he kills the Stalkers, he also opens up supply to build new ones. So maybe Zest could start holding. Not without losses, though. Warpin's going to come in from herO as well. So new Stalkers on the front line. It's like 5-2, and this does not look good for Zest.
No, I do believe that's going to be game. What craziness, though. Like, herO is working with some very old builds, and builds that just don't usually kill Protosses anymore. This is an old way of dealing with PvP. To actually get the pylons up, and of course, last game, the Dark Shrine, is just usually something that doesn't end the game, just does, like, significant amount of damage. But this is going to be a 2-0 in favor of herO. GG? Dear God.
Well... the full Chernega. There we go. Let's remove your camera. Go back to the other game screen. herO going full beast mode, and the greatest cast of all time happening tonight. Man, I just want to say, guys, I'm really sorry. I really truly don't know what's causing this. There's There's actually no reason, considering the amount of Korean stuff we've been casting recently, there's nothing that should be causing this. We've had smooth casts everywhere else.
It's me. I'm sorry.
No, you know what? It's probably just like my computer's like, dude, why are you in a lobby with Wardy? Let me help you get out of there. And I'm like, no, like, look, I know I don't want to be in a lobby with such a dickbag, but don't kick me from the game.
Good God.
Okay, well, that's gonna be the series 2-0 for herO in a surprisingly one-sided PvP. Like, I'm actually sitting here a bit surprised that Zest. It's not even that he lost. He lost really hard in both games.
They're talking so much about their game. I cannot keep up.
Oh, in party chat or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's just Zest. Like, he's just weak at PvP right now. It might not have just been the Korean server.
Yeah.
Versus the European server. Either way, we're going to have a revisit from Breaking GG. He'll be coming back to play against herO, so PVZ, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, hopefully with smooth sailing. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.